And we are live, Mr. Gracey, show 75, bro. What does that mean?
75? Damn.
Quarter century. Yeah, man.
Quarter century. 3/4 of a century. There you go.
I got my first gray ball hair now that I'm 75 years old.
Nice. Yeah, I'm way past that.
Yeah. You just fermenting them or taking them down?
I just shave them off, man. I just fucking shave them down.
Boom, shakalaka.
Keep them clean down there.
If you ever go from shaving to not shaving, and then once you go to shave and buzz it down, man, that could be an itchy situation for a second if you don't keep up on it.
Yes, it is. It can be, yes.
Tricks
I
of
got
the trade.
full gray of my beard, though. I've really no darkness in my beard anymore. But
do you miss the color of the follicles?
Not really. I've never grown a beard. I mean, I let it get kind of long, but I've never grown a fucking full beard because it's just I get to this point where I'm just like, I can't take it anymore. Get it off.
All right, dude. So next November, No Shave November, we're doing it. We're getting fucking 2 burly beards the whole month.
All right.
And we're gonna grow it out. So ladies, we'll only shave downstairs. Don't worry, that'll be taken care of. Still be manscaped.
Manscaped the bottom and the. You have hair on your back? I don't have hair on my back. Thank God.
No. There's like an occasional stray, but I'm pretty bald back there. Yeah.
I mean, you see those guys that have like fucking sweaters. I'm like, God, that would suck.
Like I've seen werewolves, dude. Like bald heads and fucking full on furry back.
It's like shaved around here and it just goes. You know?
Yeah. I'm like, what an awful trick the Lord has pulled on you, man.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm is probably like that. No hair up top, but a full back full of hair. So we gave Bobby 4 minutes to pull a video. Do we think he got to it, Mr. Gracey?
I don't. I hope so.
Bobby, if you're there, please share.
It's a great video
because
you know it's one of the. Here it is. It's one of the dumbest people in the world calling Elon Musk stupid. I fucking love it. It's like, what? You might not like him, but can you call him stupid?
Right.
Especially from her. Roll the tape.
I have encountered many billionaires in my career. You all have seen many of those encounters.
Waited on the bar a lot.
Hearings, in other, forms of questioning, etc.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you that this dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen.
Unintelligent what?
Or
are you
witnessed.
talking about?
Pause it.
Which, you can probably even...
Unintelligent what?
Billionaires.
Can you go back? I thought she said something wacky.
Oh, she said unintelligent billionaires. He's one of the most unintelligent billionaires she's ever seen.
You could have kept going there, Bobby. All right, he brought it back.
Glean that from watching these people on TV.
I mean...
I can tell you that this dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed.
Or blue.
Which, you can probably even glean that from watching these people on TV.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can glean that he's really stupid. Yeah, okay. Listen, bartender, what the fuck have you done?
Yes.
Literally, what have you done? I mean, come on. You're that stupid that you can think you can call Elon Musk stupid. That's just fucking so crazy to me. I mean,
like,
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you basing this on?
It's almost like saying he's not the richest person in the world.
Yeah.
It's like, but yeah, he is. Like, choose something like he's ugly. Something you could kind of...
Right.
Yeah.
I don't like his politics. I don't like this, but to call him unintelligent is like, what are you talking? The guy fucking lands rockets from space on the fucking launch pads. Like, what are you talking about?
He's the most socially awkward person I've ever met.
Yes.
You're getting close, maybe.
That he is. Right.
That'll work. But
he's on the spectrum. We all know that. Great. But that doesn't make him unintelligent.
Yeah. Etc. I like how etc. ETC, period. Etc.
Dude, you're a fucking bartender. How's a bartender that is a sitting congresswoman, how is she worth $30 million?
Listen, I met a plethora of billionaires, dude, and he's on the fucking low end of the IQ level when it comes down to it. Jeff Bezos, on the other hand, is way smarter. You know.
Right.
Who else is? I'm trying to think. Bill Gates, definitely way smarter, dude. The way he wants to depopularize the world, that's a smart dude.
Of course, yes.
Who else? I could think Bruce Wayne. As long as we're naming fictional shit, we might as well bring up some of those characters. Yeah, dumb. Batman, dumb.
Oh my God, she's just. I don't know who votes for her. I don't know how she has a voice. It's just crazy to me.
Like, do they have publicists? And if so, they should be fired, because I would have called her up and been like, you might want to change that to something more tangible. Like,
I think she's just riffing on fucking online on her channel or X or whatever the fuck she's on there. But yeah, just funny. Wow. It's wild to me.
It is, man. I'm just trying to think who is smarter on that list. Like all the billionaires she met. I'm trying to think if I've ever met a billionaire, dude. I'm sure you have.
I'm trying to think specifically who we met, but somewhere along the line.
I'm sure somewhere with, between live, UFD, fucking Bill Hines, somewhere across.
Our mentor and the guy who helped fund initially UFD is a billionaire.
Yeah.
Named Louis Appel.
Right.
Not the third, the second. The third is
a dick. I said it.
Third is a different kind of
a different kind of human. Anywho, so what'd you think of the Super Bowl halftime show? Really, Chad? Was it?
I didn't see it. So
hold on.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I didn't watch any of the Super Bowl.
Because I'm going to determine if you're going to be fake here and conform to society and say it was the most brilliant thing ever.
I would never say that about any rap thing. So sorry.
Well, then
they not like us. They not like us. They not like us. I mean, everything is fucking triplets. It's like fucking just ridiculous at this point. Let's get a different rhythm for rap now instead of triplets. Da 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 da. Like, try something different.
Yeah.
Please.
And it's also, though, when you have to it's like a joke, though. If you have to explain the joke after the fact, like you kind of miss the mark with what you're trying to do. You know, even if it's a funny joke, but you have to like explain where it was. Like,
so what? The whole thing was like him going after Drake. Like,
secretly? I see. So like there was nothing but black people basically dancing, and their colors made the American flag. And then
I saw that. Yeah.
And then they, all joined together, and then like they got on each other's backs and were kind of doing this like wacky thing. And supposedly that was saying like America was built on the, backs of black people and all that jazz. But it just the is above my intellect. I'm not as smart as AOC.
Well, so I saw this other guy break it down, though. He was talking about, like, at the beginning, they had the four symbols on, like, an Xbox controller. 0, X, plus, and triangle.
PlayStation.
And apparently, PlayStation, whatever. Yeah, and apparently somebody figured out that they did the code that gives you, like, God mode.
Oh.
So he was, like, God mode there. I mean, I don't know. And then Serena Williams was dancing because she went out with Drake at some point. She's his ex apparently, and that was like a diss to him. The whole thing is supposed to be I don't know the whole thing, but a lot of it was supposed to be a diss to Drake.
I love it. Yeah, so I thought because it is, so the Bobby just said it too, those the triangle, X, all that shit, circle, those are either PlayStation controls or Squid Games. That's part of that too.
True.
So who the fuck knows? But yeah, it was just a lot of, I didn't think the musical performance was anything that great. And I didn't think like the dancing was anything spectacular. And it wasn't like Michael Jackson back in the day. It wasn't like fucking Timberlake and Britney Spears or Prince. Yeah,
exactly.
Or
even beyond, like people were saying, oh, it's, we had it, people didn't like it because you're racist. I'm like, well, I like Beyonce's performance. I'm not a big Beyonce fan, but at least it was fucking songs that you knew and fucking and visually looked great, and she did a great job. She's an amazing singer and dancer. That was fine.
Right.
And so it's funny. It's society. It's like, oh, you don't like something. Oh, you're racist. No, I just don't like it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, if I was racist, would I fuck a black chick? I don't think so.
There you go.
You know, and been there, done that. And I watch a lot of black chicks in porn. They're my favorite. I wouldn't do that if I was racist.
You like the big ones? BBW?
No, never been into that, man. It's amazing that there's porn literally for everybody, bro.
Oh,
like, I just can't.
For everything. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane, bro. But yeah, I mean, no, never been into chubbies. Can't get into old ladies. Dude, you're getting ads now like, do you want to fuck old ladies around your house?
Fucking gilfs. It's like, no, I don't want to mess with gilfs. I'm good.
If you click here, you can't say no. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Do you want to fuck ugly housewives that, you know, fucking, and I'm just like, no, these girls sound horrible and you're showing fucking granny titties. It's like the weirdest thing, man.
It's like people have to get more and more fucking taboo going to the like most taboo shit. It's like, okay, no.
I might fucking say yes to one of those and just see who they give me. Imagine it's my grandmother. I'm like, fucking grandma, what are you doing on this site, you psycho?
Your grandma has an OnlyFans.
Yeah. I thought that gum job was only for me when you took out your false teeth, you son of a b.
Yeah, Social Security's not cutting it because they're giving all to the illegals. So, you know, they got a chance to supplement the income.
Do you think Social Security will ever run out?
Yeah, it's going to, unless something drastic's done, like what's going on with Doge, thank God. Oh, so they figured out. So
you are
Elon,
theorist,
speaking of Social Security, Elon figured out that what's the word, that Social Security does not deduplicate Social Security numbers, meaning that one Social Security number can be used 10,000 times to get checks.
Really?
For different people. Yes.
No.
Yes. They figured that out. It's there. So there's no system keeping track of just your Social Security number. So
it's like linked to name, like number and birthday or something. It's not just the number. You're saying?
No, I'm saying that conceivably my number could be used multiple times to get multiple checks for different people.
That's got to be impossible, bro. There can't be another person in America that has my Social Security number. It can't be.
On the Social Security system, it can be.
Oh. Gotcha. Oh, because it's like such an outdated system and antiquated, probably. Yeah. Well, hopefully
but there's thousands and thousands of Social Security numbers that for dead people, for instance, that are getting checks and they're getting cashed.
Dude, nothing wrong with that, bro. Americans being Americans. Let's not fuck with everybody here. Come on.
All those motherfuckers
Just
off.
like we went communist when they stopped us from drinking and driving, bro. Don't fucking get crazy over there, Mr. Gracey. You got to let us be Americans somehow.
I know. We can't let we got to let all this fraud and waste fucking keep going because it's great.
Yes. We got to fucking dig some oil holes and drink some Budweiser and go drive our trucks and all that goodness.
Speaking of Budweiser, Bud Light's trying to like make their comeback with, you know, the shit with Shane Gillis in that commercial. It's pretty funny actually, but
isn't that over though? Like, didn't the world make a bigger deal? I mean, out of what it was, didn't they just make one can and send it to that stupid bitch?
Apparently, yeah. I mean, but it obviously had a huge effect. But I mean, I'm all for forgiveness. Like, yeah, I've never drank Bud Light anyway, but I'm like, okay, yeah, let them. You know, they're trying to make amends and be American again. So like, fuck it, go ahead.
And I feel like it was like nothing even crazy. They sent I think they sent it to a bunch of creators. I guess did it say Woman of the Year or something on it? Was that them?
I don't know.
Because they sent like a can with creators on it to a bunch of different ones. I think it was just somebody made her Woman of the Year, didn't they? That Delvini fucking dude.
Probably. Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine, bro? Like that would you not, as a high school fucking student, identify as a chick just so you could go into the female locker room? Like,
of course.
Now you're not going to do it because you're older and fucking, you know, you have some morals to you. But in high school, are you kidding me, bro? I would have been Joanna, and I would have been showering with the biggest boner you have ever seen. Well, maybe not the biggest one you've ever seen, but, you know, average one that you have ever seen.
And then they tell the girls that it's their problem. They have to go to therapy because it's their problem.
Yes. Well,
I mean, that's the upside down world that they were trying to fucking continue. Thank fucking God.
Thank you. You're
Hey,
welcome,
by the
child.
way, he signed an executive order banning paper straws, bringing plastic straws back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Chad, you
Fuck
know what
paper
time it
straws.
is.
What
Fuck
time is
paper
it?
straws. It's time for the one and only guest, Mr. Theodore John Gibbons. What's up,
Hey.
dude?
Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for having me. I'm all right.
Dude, pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Are we going by Theodore or Teddy?
Teddy, Theodore, whatever comes out, it's fine.
Rock on. So Teddy and I kind of grew up together, went to school together way back in the day, and I've always known him as Teddy, but I saw Theodore John Gibbons. I'm like, I'm going full name, baby.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So what's up, Teddy? You've been getting into, first of all, we got two drummers on the show, which, have we done that before, Chad, besides that Dave Cruisin' fella?
No, not beside Dave.
Yeah. So you're in good company, Teddy. We had Dave Cruisin', the original drummer from Pearl Jam 10, and then, of course, Mr. Gracey, drummer from Live. And now you.
Yeah, man.
The best drummer from East Rutherford, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah,
Nice.
I'm still playing. I'm doing an album for an artist from Ireland named Stephen Bedford, and he's a killer songwriter. And he found me, and I play everything on his album, and he's crushing it. And,
what type of music? Is it like heavy stuff like you were into back in the day, or is this something kind of new?
No, it's like very good songs. He writes them on the acoustic, and then we bring them to life. I would say it's got distortion. It's kind of punky, but it's punky, but it's the songs are written well. They kind of they don't veer off into kind of like the land of the scene. Like it keeps them well crafted. I don't know if that makes sense, but he's really a great songwriter.
Cool.
Yeah, no, dude, I got that description pretty good in my head. So hopefully the audience does too. Teddy, I wanna play one of these for you, dude, because these are fun videos for me. Tell me if you guys can see this. Chad, you'll enjoy this bad boy too. Hopefully it's this one. Nope, it's this one. There we go. Teddy, do you know this guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
How'd we do, Mr. Gracey?
Nice. Well, very good. Very good. Very good.
Not too shabby.
That came about as I was tracking drums for this guy's album, and I don't know, I just kept hearing Tina Turner in my head, and I just wanted so bad to take a break and do it. And for me, like posting that and doing that is fun, just as kind of like pushing the limits of self-expression and like not giving a shit and like giving up your guard and doing like this like ridiculous thing and just letting it out. It's fun.
Well, you've always been really good at that. Like, I don't think I realized when we were like younger, I would say probably like 18, 19, 20 ish is around that time when I started to realize just how like much of a sense of humor you actually had and how funny you actually are. So you've always kind of had this like light-sidedness to you, and you weren't afraid to kind of do something silly and maybe be silly and have people laugh at you for that or with you for that.
Yeah, I think there's something powerful in kind of like letting that go and like stepping into what could be seen as rejection or all the the shaming, like I don't know, well, you guys were talking about kind of like society a little bit, like society's kind of like centered around like shaming and canceling, and I think it's fun to go the other way and just be like, you can fucking cancel this, like up and down, I'm still here.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I love that.
Well, Chad's all Mr. Negative. I'm like the love side of the show. He's like the no, I'm kidding. Yeah. No, I'm joking. Got to throw some jokes in there every now and again. But Teddy, so you were getting into some cool stuff that I saw. I don't know if it's recent or you've been doing it for a while, and I just kind of caught on to it. But you do like sound therapy, healing work, and stuff like that. Am I correct in that?
Yeah. In my path of life, I had a huge chapter that centered around kind of like healing and getting myself back together. And it kind of took me all around the world. And part of it is I learned what can happen when I relax into my body and kind of give my body away. And so, yeah, I do that now kind of as a thank you. And I go around with gongs and bowls and shakers. And I really learned a lot about how, like, the fucked up shit that happens to us in our lives, if we don't take time to kind of process it out, it stays in our body and it manifests as like parts of our personality. It just wreaks havoc on like our ability to kind of like move freely in life. And so I try to give people a language to go home and do this and try to and realize that, you know, the brain is crazy and the brain is doing its best to not make us feel certain emotions, but that kind of governor is also keeping us kind of repressed and separate from ourselves too. So it's better to go in and kind of feel it and have the proverbial barf that we all need.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, you store emotions in your body.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So
negative and positive, but the negative ones are not good to store in your body. So you got to get them out.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That's why they say you should jerk off a lot.
Good,
You got to get the poison out. Yeah.
That's what they say.
So have you ever had like anybody that you were working with, like kind of have like a big release, like uncontrollably crying, laughing, or some kind of emotion?
I've done a lot of different modalities other than sound. But yeah, people wake up, they say they went home, or they talked to a relative, a relative that had been deceased, they got the answer, their bodies twitch, they shake, they cry, they shiver. I mean, yeah, it's
wow.
It's really, you know, I know that Bobby's out there listening. You know, I say, you know, I'm on Bobby's team. I say, you know, that when we're not distracted and stimulated, the body metabolizes this stuff. And it's really important to just kind of give space to stillness. And yeah, I've seen like full on exorcisms in my life. Yeah.
Wow. Chad, maybe you need that since you
exercise
are so evil.
The demons. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've done some sound therapy in my day. Like I've taken like it was like a class with a couple people in it, like a group type deal. And there was like the leader who would do all the gongs and stuff like that. You really do feel things like that you would normally maybe take a psychedelic to feel, you know, but in a sober state, you know, like it does kind of bring feelings, even visual type of things, you know, into it. At least my experience with it.
Yeah. And a lot of times, you know, as somebody's laying there, you know, the body will, it's weird because the body will kind of say like, oh, you got an itch on your shoulder, or like check your phone, or do this and do that. And what most people need to realize is that moment, if they can deny that voice, that twitch, or that, like the body's like trying to get control of itself, it's trying to stay in control. If you can starve that, that's really the threshold right before you go out and you go into some type of deep trance, is recognizing that voice to get up and fix your pillow, or do this or do that, or even when you're home to check your phone, that is the voice of the stored trauma trying not to be felt, and it's deflecting your consciousness from looking in at the part of yourself. I mean, the ultimate astringent is your consciousness. When you look at the pain or whatever it is, it dissolves. So the barrier is like false you saying like, why don't you go for a walk? Why don't you go listen to music? Do this, take a shower, eat a cookie. But if you can starve it and be still, that's how you punch through.
That's fucking deep and profound, man. And it makes a lot of sense. Like, I don't know if you're saying it in layman's terms, but it just kind of, I get what you're saying. It's trying to distract you from, you know, feeling whatever you're supposed to be feeling or whatever it doesn't want you to feel. It's like, yeah, check your phone. That'll distract you from this.
It's clever as fuck. It's clever. It's clever.
Yeah, man. So, Teddy, what were you doing back in the day on Person of Interest? Because at first I thought you were working on set as like a grip or a PA, like production assistant or something. But then, like, I saw you in an episode.
Yeah. So, I started when I was around 26, working on set as a PA. And I had no idea what I was doing, and I got good at it because it was something that you could kind of follow the rules, but also kind of do in an original way. It's kind of like being a drummer, like play it, like don't fuck up, but you can kind of do anything you want. You know, it's like, as long as you don't
keep that beat, right?
Don't drop the ball, but like you can hold whatever kind of ball you want. So that show ran for 5 seasons. And on that show was as notorious as being one of the hardest shows to film in New York, still to this day, because of the schedule and the complexity of the shoot. It was a super tight schedule, company moves every day, but also every episode had guys with guns, explosions, running through the streets, car crashes, you know, in Manhattan. I mean, that show was the reason that a lot of rules were born in New York, I think, because a lot of the things that we were trying to do. And at the end of season,
is that the whole thing where you do first and ask for forgiveness later? Is that what you guys are kind of doing?
That show specifically does that, but I would be lying if I said that I haven't heard that exact sentence uttered over the past decade. Yeah, so I did really good as a key PA. The key PA is kind of like the highest of the PAs in the way that it's kind of like the manager of all the PAs, and it really made an impact on the show. And the creator of the show, Jonah Nolan, wanted to give me some recognition for doing a good job. So he was trying to find a spot for me to appear in an episode. I'm actually I appeared in that one episode, and then I actually appeared in the final episode too. Firewall. It's quick.
The one I saw, you were like being chased like in an alley. It seemed like through what are those? The scaffolding.
That's down in the financial district down South Manhattan. All those like, tight streets.
Yeah, dude, that was. I'm like, oh shit, there he is. How fucking cool. So are you aware that Netflix is coming to Jersey big time?
I do you know what town they're building that thing in?
Yeah, it's it's Monmouth County. It's on the border of Eatontown and I think Little Silver. It's like it's in the Army barracks.
Yeah. It's nice to shoot in Jersey. Being from Jersey, I think I did my penance. Driving out to Queens every day from East Rutherford and battling the bridges and freaking out in traffic. I eventually moved to Brooklyn because I couldn't take it. I moved just for sleep.
There you go. Yeah,
I lived in Williamsburg for a while, which created its own slew of adventures.
I mean, Chad knows traffic because, he's a California dude, but I don't know if you could be, we live in East Rutherford, which is like almost like the town over from the New York City. So you could be literally a minute outside the Lincoln Tunnel and not move for 3 hours to get through the tunnel. Like it's that gridlock.
New York City traffic is worse than fucking any LA traffic for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just you guys could have it
because even in LA,
kinda
there's always like
at all times.
it's always the big freeways that are all stuffed, but you can find little back ways to go and get around shit. But in New York, everything is fucked. It's like everything is full of traffic. Where do you live now, Teddy?
I came back to East Rutherford.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, and I'm loving that shows are shooting in Jersey. It's like,
yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Dude, they're saying it's the Hollywood of the East Coast. It's an 11 studio fucking huge thing that they're building right at this old army barracks. That's like, it's huge. Like it's between two towns, and it's fucking acres upon acres of land. And it's going to have 11 sound stages and all these different studios. And they were saying, one, the governor made it like tax incentives for it, but two, like Jersey has the landscape to kind of be filmed with everything. It has beaches, mountains, casinos. Like you can make it look like any area that you kind of want it to.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty exciting.
Also, just for the productions, like, it's the footprint of a production when they go on location is huge. Like you're bringing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 full trailers with you. And so to be able to kind of like have your home in Jersey, and if you need to go to the city for certain things, you can pop in and do it. But for the most part, I think it helps everybody with the spaciousness aspect, because trying to get permits shooting in Manhattan is always crazy. Like you'll see it's like 46th, 45th, 44th Street. There's like 3 trucks on each street, and they steal the parking, and it becomes like a nightmare against the poor residents that don't care. They don't care.
Right.
Shouldn't have to.
Right. They've seen it all a billion times. They're just like, get it out of here. We live here. Yeah. Is that something that you would like to get back into? Like, did you enjoy doing that?
I still do it. I do it on and off. I took a break. I became a father while.
Congratulations, dude. That's right.
I decided that, like, as much as I love it, that kind of like a door to door, you had like 16, 17, 18 hours every day, door to door on that business. So I just to kind of change it up. I sent Bobby my page with the list of stuff I did. I've done a lot of stuff.
Bobby, pull that up. We got to wake Bobby up sometimes, Teddy. I don't know if you ever watched this show, but he's hysterical. That's our Bobby.
Yeah, I was just working on. I did a really cool one. I met Tom Waits. I did a really cool one. A Jim Jarmusch movie. It was called Father, Mother, Sister, Brother, and it actually shot in Jersey. And I got to hang out with Tom Waits and experience him. And he didn't have a guitar. I was like, "What are you doing? Like, do you have a guitar with you?" And he's like, "I don't got a guitar. I don't know about." And he's just like, "I don't got anything." And I was like, "Okay, let me pull some strings." And it was funny because it's like kind of in this crowd of people, and I'm like thinking like, okay, I can come up with a guitar for Tom Waits. Like I got something. Like what do you like? And he's like, nothing. And he's like, Taylor, Martin. And he's like naming these like really expensive guitars. Like, and I'm like, shit, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this. But I actually called a friend who had exactly what he wanted, which was like a parlor size Taylor, like this little guitar, and we were able to get it to him.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. How really cool is that?
Too, that guy is really sharp and smart and fun.
So I'm guessing as you're a musician, that's got to be like a hero of yours of sorts.
I think for me, like I've never been starstruck by actors. The only actor I was ever starstruck by was Kevin Arnold's father from the Wonder Years. When
Mr.
I met
Drummond?
him, like I saw him and I was like shit when I saw him for some reason. And paintings, when I see paintings, I'm starstruck by them. And sometimes musicians, and Tom Waits for sure was was a huge one. Let me see if I could send this here to Bobby if you get it.
He's got it. He says I have his Insta page. No, that's not it. All right, cool. So you never got like starstruck, like talking to any of these actors on set or anything like that? Like you got to their level
weird,
pretty quick?
They're just people. Like you're around them enough. Like what's weird is like the entourage that follows them. You know, you almost feel
right.
Sometimes I had feelings of feeling awkward or sorry for them because they are surrounded by people that are just like yesing them all the time. And, you know, like they I feel like they could use like a little bit of just like reality, like I'll go get my own pretzels, everybody. Like, I don't need like someone to like run and bring me pretzels like they're, you know, on fire, you know, I think it robs the people sometimes of,
some of them like that. Some of them don't.
Yeah.
The guy from Person of Interest, he was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, right? That was
which one? The Jim Caviezel?
No, was it Spader?
No,
is that not Person of Interest?
You're thinking of Blacklist.
No, that's Blacklist. Yeah. Never mind,
John.
But he was.
Don't mind me. I took a hero dose of mushrooms with Bobby on his birthday, and
did you?
No, but Bobby did, so I'm using his as an excuse for why my brain is so messed up. What's the hero dose?
5 grams?
I think it is 5.
Let's see. Let's bring him on and see what a hero dose is, and then we'll have him put that page up. Bobby, what's a hero dose of shrooms?
I took 5 grams.
Yeah,
5 grams. My God.
Fun.
Yeah, it was
it was
a trip and a half. I'll tell you that.
Did you eat them all at once?
I ate them all at once with a whole lemon.
Smart.
Citric acid.
Yeah.
So you
citric acid breaks it down.
You weren't doing chocolates. You did the real deal. Were they called penis?
Actually,
envy?
they were penis envies. Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it.
Nice. Bobby came back the next day, very loving. His ego died. What else happened to you, Bobby?
I've been through a lot of ego deaths, but I was stuck for like 10 minutes, like just completely stuck. Like I didn't know where I was or what I was doing. Like I didn't know what I was doing on this planet. It was just crazy.
Oh my
God.
God.
It's definitely something I don't recommend. I'm not going to recommend drugs, but it's something that
please don't do that.
That does open more pathways. I would say up like with your neurons, and it does open your brain up more. I'm going to admit that's a fact.
Okay, so I actually had a real thought about this a couple nights ago. So I actually am going to promote drugs, but I'm going to promote psychedelic drugs. I'm even talking to kids out there because I feel this. No, listen, seriously, because kids are going to experiment with drugs. It's like they haven't got the education down to figure out how to not get them to do it. But I feel that if you experiment with psychedelics before you experiment with like cocaine or heroin or anything like that, I think you'll save yourself from being a drug addict. I think if you do psychedelics first, you'll realize the evilness of the other ones. And I don't think you can become addicted that way, because I've known people who've done it kind of both ways. And I don't know if it's by chance that it's worked out that way, but it seems I'm onto something. So kids, if you're going to experiment, do some mushrooms and acid and then go.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that wholeheartedly, because when I was done tripping, I just felt like I didn't need anything. I didn't need, I just felt like I was fine, because I do take
Bobby.
Xanax. I have a prescription for Xanax, but I also lowered my dosage on that, So
have you ever killed anybody, Bobby?
I have not. Hold on. No, never killed anybody.
Okay, good.
All right. You just admitted to Xanax use. I'm wondering what else you're
Hey,
going to
what
admit
the
to.
hell? I mean,
We're gonna.
I'm not gonna hold things back.
I'm joking with you, Bobby. I'm joking. I'm on Xanax right now, and some other things.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Some other things.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug, folks. It really is, though. It's a shitty, shitty drug. Enough is never enough. You always want more. It's like vagina.
Is the worst.
Once you get a taste of it, you know, it's just
It's like vagina.
Speaking of, though, Bobby, you got to pull that
Yeah,
page
I
up
had
for
it
us.
pulled up. Hold on, let me pull it up again.
Oh,
I would say on the psychedelic thing is that in the drug world, I think that there's givers and there's takers. And I think the takers are like the real synthetic things that really they mess you up and they take from your chemistry and they kind of like juice you. And I feel like the psychedelics are kind of like divine medications that give you something at the end, and they and you leave with something more than you kind of showed up with.
Interesting.
yeah. I agree.
would also
well said.
Okay.
I
would also say
Go ahead,
that
I'm
you were
sorry,
talking about cocaine. There's a way that people work with the plant itself in South America. It's called Mumbai, and it's just ground up leaf, and it just goes. They use it when they go on like long hikes and stuff.
I've heard about
Right.
that.
And they take
almost like we do tobacco in our
right
mouths.
here, and then sometimes they even use like a tobacco tar called ambil, and they put that inside also, and they pull on that. They'll just pull on that ball of powder for like could be like 10 hours. And
wow,
it's really it's really the Western mind that bastardizes all the plants.
100%. I mean, when you come down to it, a lot of the reason why drugs were illegal here is because we didn't grow like the best ones here. So it was like, make them illegal. You know, it was like, and I think the education on drugs is really what needs to be. You know, you hear growing up, pot is the gateway drug. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. And then the first time I smoked pot, I was like, this is fun as fuck. This is nowhere near the way they described it. Is cocaine the same way? You know what I'm saying? Like if they were honest with me and were like, listen, pot's going to be amazing. You're going to have a good time. You're going to laugh. Do it every day. Maybe you become lethargic and you let your dreams pass by and just like, be honest. Like, don't tell me it's the fucking worst thing in the world. And then I experiment, realize it's not. And then I'm wondering, what else did you lie to me about? Is Santa not real and the Easter Bunny?
Tooth Fairy.
Come on now.
Watch out.
She's real, dude, because one came in the middle of the night and I swear to God gave me some hanky panky. If that was my mother, I'm going to have to really go to a therapist after this show. I do. Bobby, bring up that shared screen again. I don't know how it keeps stopping the share. Oh, maybe it's me. No, I don't know.
Are you in control?
I am not in control. If I go this way, does it do? Oh, no, that's not. Just trying to see the best way to see it. Is it this? I guess it is. Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 2. Is this true, Teddy?
I was the key PA on that with another guy named Justin.
Get the fuck out of here. Every time I hear DP, you know my mind goes to double penetration. Halloween Kills. Was that the one? Yeah. Teddy knows me well. Was that the one Rob Zombie?
No, that was the second of the final the final three that they made. David Gordon Green and that crew.
Do you have a favorite project that you worked on? And if it's too hard to pick out, maybe break it down between movie and TV.
You know, every single one is an adventure. And, you know, when you on some of these, I didn't do the entire things. Like I didn't do the entire John Wick. I just did the New York Verrazano Bridge, like stunt stuff. But every movie is its own, you know, that show Deadliest Catch?
Fuck yeah, dude. Really? I'm addicted to it now. I've literally been binging
it.
Yeah.
You kind of like go out to sea with this crew of people and you just live with these people for 5 or 6 months. And you're experiencing all these like logistical hurdles and contortions, and you're trying to make all this stuff happen, and in the meantime you're creating these movies, but it's really an adventure for the crew just as much as, you know, you watch it, you watch back and you're like, oh my God, I remember that day. Oh, I was here. Oh, that's the day this guy, you know, threw a piece of turkey at me. Oh, that day this happened, whatever. Like crazy shit happens out there.
So does that get hard though? I mean, like working on a like, so how many years were you on Person of Interest? Were you on a couple seasons
of that show, actually?
So at that point, you're like a family, right? Like the cast and crew, it's like got to be rough when that is coming to an end and you're moving
it's really
on.
Sad. Thank you for touching on that. Yeah, like you create relationships with people and you experience, you know, like Person of Interest had 5 seasons. 4 of 5 of the seasons were 10 months long. So that means that you're shooting for 70, 80 hours a week for 10 months straight. And
you're seeing them more than you're actually seeing your family, probably.
And like people are you're going through life metamorphosis. They're going through stuff. Their families, like you're embracing them. You're holding them. You're like, everybody's growing and changing and fighting and making up. And, you know, this is like going out and partying. I mean, there's all types of shit that goes on, you know?
Sounds like being on tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Around all these people that you got to live this shared life experience out in the road.
True. I didn't even think of that. Like, because you're probably always with your band, but the touring bands that you're with and all that too, you could kind of grow some attachments too. Teddy, this is cool. So Chad got to be single because he's an idiot and fucking was like married in like 95 when he was Rolling Stones, 1995 Artist of the Year. And then luckily he had some single time, but he was single. I think it was around 2000, the Counting Crows tour. So him and Adam Duritz were single at the time, and they used to get a little drunk together and pick up some babes and stuff and party backstage. So I was just thinking that must have been a cool time, and he probably didn't want, you know, the Counting Crows to leave that tour either.
That was a fun tour. Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know,
had a good time.
I saw you guys. I don't know what tour it was on. I was in like the 5th row. I was a kid. It was at PNC Bank Arts Center.
Okay. Yeah.
And I remember that the singer said that the venue looked like a spaceship.
Yes.
And,
it could have been 95 or 97 or some. I mean, we played there a bunch of times at that place, but yeah.
It was a really good show. And it impacted the musician in me. So thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Fuck yeah. Nice. We found out yesterday. So we had like a special show, but we had this guy, Bruce Valanche, on, and he's like a pretty famous writer. But he wrote a line, I guess, for Steven Tyler. So Chad had like saw it in his bio and asked him like what he wrote for Steven Tyler. And it turns out like he did write some like stage banter for him and like some other stuff. But I always thought, Chad, that Ed Kowalczyk could have used a writer. He always said like the corniest shit in between. So, Teddy, you know, like Live was like my favorite band. So for me to be like, it's corny.
That's why I asked him about that, because I was like, he worked with Barbra Streisand and Bette Midler and Steven Tyler. And I'm like, so you're writing, like, I never even thought that someone does that, like writes banter for a band to talk on stage. But it makes sense. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Tell some jokes, say this here. And sometimes you don't want to just leave
Somebody
it up to the singer
should
because
write.
They say dumb shit. You're like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
So what do you just kind of like load them up with like a quiver of like kind of like banter? Like you got like five arrows you could shoot? Is that how
I guess that's what Valanche was doing. I don't know. Yeah.
He might have been writing like what he was feeling when he wrote this song, you know, like, I don't know, just kind of spitballing here. Could have been writing, you know, some cool pickup lines for the ladies out in the, well, yeah. So, but just to get back to Ed Kowalczyk's corniness, the corniest lyric ever written by him. Go,
Dolphins
Chad.
Cry.
What is it? Oh, it's Teddy. You're the Dolphins. No, dude. He has a something with Live. It's Game 7 every single night. Something about going to Jimmy Buffett with your dad. He's talking about.
Yes.
He's rapping at Teddy. Rapping.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It was funny. But I have an F, Marry, Kill for you, Chad. That's a good one, Teddy. You'll enjoy it too. I just have to remember it if I
Here we
can.
go.
But it's a good one. So I did one with him, Teddy. I don't know if you know, but him and his childhood friends from Live, they're in like a little bit of a tiff together right now. So they're kind of not on speaking terms. So I did a F, Marry, Kill between the other members of Live to see who he would fuck, marry, or kill.
That one.
He had to bow out of that one. Yeah.
Well, it's not hard, but I just had to bow
was
out.
marrying. I was marrying Ed Kowalczyk so I could divorce him and take the loot. I was going to kill Chad Taylor, and I was going to fuck Patrick Dahlheimer.
Nice.
And they're all into it, dude. Ed called me up and was like, yes, of course I'll marry you. Patrick was like, yeah, man. I'm bent over waiting. Yeah, and I was like, all right, dude.
You always loved
relax.
Live. Like you were crazy about like I used to bartend at this one bar in town, and John and John used to come in like decked all the time. He like cranking the jukebox. I mean, it was like you worked for the band.
Did you ever tell Ted your story about coming backstage?
Teddy? Yeah. Did I ever tell him that one?
I don't know.
It's funny. All right, well, I'm gonna hop. This is funny, but should I tell the story while you're contemplating this one, Chad? Because I don't even think you're gonna answer it. It's very bad. All right. So I'll say the F, Marry, Kill, and then I'll tell Teddy the story. So fuck, marry, kill, Chad. First wife, second wife, Chad Taylor's wife.
Oh, wow. Shit. Okay. I'll think about that.
Yeah. All right. So that's a good one. So Teddy, so I was young, dude. I was probably like 19 or 18, maybe 20, but they were playing a show at Starland Ballroom, and I brought my younger brother, my mother, and this girl I was dating at the time. And my brother was mad young. He was like 11. And, so I'm pretty much with him the whole time. The girls are doing whatever they're doing. I'm having a couple drinks, nothing crazy. Got my little brother there. But my mother and girlfriend make it backstage after the concert and are partying with Live and hanging out with them. So I finally realized what's going on. I'm with my brother, every place is clearing out. So I go up to the security guard and I'm like, listen, dude, I'm like, my father's looking for us. This is my younger brother. My mother's up there with my girlfriend, and we got to get out of here. My father wants us to go. Can I go up there and get them? He's like, yeah, go and get right fucking back down here. I'm like, all right. So I go up there, and the whole time I'm like, my girlfriend's fucking up there with my favorite band, probably blowing everybody in it. And I got all these beautiful thoughts racing through my brain. So I get back to the cool ass backstage area, and they're all having a good time. People are hanging out, drinking, fucking music going, whatever. And I walk in, I'm like, where the fuck is my girlfriend? At the top of my lungs, dude, the party fucking stops. Dude, everybody's like, what the fuck? So I make a big scene, whatever. Turns out her and my mother were in the closet with Patrick Dahlheimer, the bassist from Live, smoking weed, just having a good time, just smoking, doing whatever. So they hear me come out. We leave. The vibe of the party just went down until I left, basically. And it was a whole 5-minute ordeal till I got them out of there. But everybody's staring at me why is this guy here? What the fuck? So I completely ruined that whole great experience for whoever was enjoying it.
What did your brother say?
He was like, what the fuck? He was just kind of mind blown. He's seeing guys that he just saw rocking on the stage, and then he's seeing his older brother act like a moron in front of, cool people. But yeah, it was shocking. And I hadn't thought about it in years. Then we were doing one of these shows and it popped in my brain. I'm like, oh my God, I got to tell this embarrassing fucking story. But yeah, neither one of my mother or my girlfriend wasn't blowing anybody in the band. And it was cool, I guess. It was funny, good story.
Mm-hmm.
Were you angry afterwards? Did you scold them, or were you apologetic?
Well, I didn't the pissed offness didn't subside until I like literally walked outside and out the front door, and I was like, you idiot, you were just backstage and could have been partying with these dudes and people, and you just fucking caused a scene and left. So I went from being angry at them to angry at myself real quick. And I was like, wow, what a fucking moron you are. Because I literally walked in on like an innocent scenario, and it could have probably been like one of the best nights of my life had I not been dumb.
It sounds like you learned. I mean, it sounds like you aced it. Like you learned from
100
the whole thing, so
100%. I completely learned after that moment to not let my feelings get the best of me anymore. But yeah, it was funny, man. As soon as the door closed, because like, you know, I caused the scene, we're walking out, and like the bouncers were basically walking behind me because I was the asshole that just ruined the party. And then as soon as like the door closed behind me, I'm like, whoa, dude, you just literally could have shut your mouth and partied up there for hours.
Fun.
So fucking funny. Hilarious.
But I got to hang out with these dudes plenty other times, so it just wasn't my time back then.
Totally redeemed yourself.
Yeah. Totally. That's what it felt like, Teddy, like Dumb and Dumber when he traded in the van for the moped. You idiot. But yeah, good times. What, Teddy, you've played Starland Ballroom, haven't you? When you
I think
Akora, maybe?
I think I played it with Rizzo once, maybe. Yeah.
We had Mark Rizzo, Chad. That's the guy we had on way back in the day, the shredder guitarist.
Is this still open, Starland?
I don't know. I feel like maybe. Is it, Teddy?
I don't know.
Do you know?
Look and see if they got any gigs going on.
If only we had a producer named Bobby that would do it. You know, Teddy, you looking for a producing job?
Yeah.
Go from one childhood friend to the
Kids
next.
are playing this Friday.
No, there you go. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh shit. E-Town Concrete
Really?
next week. Remember them? No.
I
but
was
I'm
just,
saying,
I
remember
was
them?
just shooting on this movie that's going to be coming out. It has Paul Feig is the director. He was the director for Ghostbusters, and I think he did Bridesmaids.
Yes.
And I was just on this movie. They're in Jersey, and we were in Elizabeth last week. And I was telling all the PAs, like, I'm like this old, I'm like, there used to be this band called E-Town, and they used to beat the shit. They used to beat the shit out of everybody. You just go into the show, you'd get the shit beat out of you. And they were like,
"Yup,
what?" And I'm like, yeah.
That was their shtick. They would beat up the audience.
They had their. I mean, John maybe can. What I remember is that they had their crew that kind of like came with them. So everywhere they went, they had their fans, but it was like a moshing kind of setup. So like you just by being in the crowd, you were kind of in an altercation, and then so they rolled hard. The band came with like this militia of people,
and they were all about the mosh pit, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was crazy. Like, I think of some of the pits that we were in, fucking even like, Teddy, you remember that place in East Rutherford? They used to have like a kids' night. It was on
Music
17.
Factory. And I was trying to tell my son about
dude.
that the other day. I felt so crazy. I was like, yeah, I do.
Dude, it was so, Chad, we're like anywhere from like 11 to 14, 15, and they would have like teen night, and they would either have bands on, and then they would have like different rooms. It was like a club, but for fucking kids. And it was like, they didn't have like alcohol drinks in there, but people would bring stuff in, fucking people would be smoking. But in the one room where the bands were playing, there'd be like these crazy mosh pits, and you're like 12 years old, with some big 17-year-old kids, and just like getting knocked around.
Nice.
Yeah. But I mean, they were literally training you to go to New York City clubs at fucking 11 years old, because that's what it was like. Remember, Teddy? It was like you had like a little hip hop room and then the stage, and it was crazy.
Right, it was like JV, and then you would go to like L'Amour's in like Brooklyn and see like Life of Agony, and you had like a chance because you knew to at least like get your hands up because someone's leg was coming, or you know. Did you guys ever play the Birch Hill?
Where is that?
That was like it was in the same town as Starland, as Sayreville, but it was kind of like before Starland became Starland. That stop was
the one.
It was crazy. It was
I don't remember ever playing there. I don't remember the Birch Hill.
I don't think so because I probably would have saw you there.
I saw Fear Factory there. I saw System of a Down on their first tour there.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a good place. You took beatings at that place.
What a great fucking band System is. And that dude sounds great in fucking concert too. It's hard music to sing, and he, you know, not only is the like tone and everything, but like the lyrics are clear as he's doing it, which is
everyone's great.
What's his name?
Serge, right?
Serge Tankin?
Serge.
Yeah, I think Serge Tankin,
Yeah. Sounds like a terrorist.
Everyone in that band's great. They're all great musicians. I mean, the drummer John is amazing.
Yeah.
Teddy, was that the first instrument you picked up, drums?
No,
or
let's see if you can remember this name. I remember I played saxophone for Mr. Grady. You remember him?
Grady and Toy Car, bro.
That's funny.
And then I played guitar, and I was playing guitar for a while, but everyone was playing guitar. So I was like, I'll just get the fucking drums. So somebody played drums.
Dude.
That's funny because I played saxophone in all the school bands. I didn't play drums in the school bands. I only played drums with the band. But I played saxophone. That's funny.
Did you get to play baritone?
No, I played tenor. Alto mostly, but tenor and the jazz band, but no baritone. I didn't want to mess with that. That's a lot of air.
A lot of air you're blowing too, right? It's a more like bigger tube or some shit. I played a mean triangle. What did I play in the band? I feel like the snare drum. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man. Dude, I played a mean snare, bro. You didn't want to mess with me on that bad boy. Oh, and then there was like some rocking song we played, and he brought me out a cymbal, and I could like do the
like a hi-hat thing.
Steady beat or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah. I wish I fucking picked up drums though over the guitar because I feel like it's more fun to play. Like you're almost working out and having fun making music. You know what I'm saying? I've seen you guys get off stage. You're both dripping.
Yeah. It's a great workout.
It's not fun to carry it and set it all up, but it's fun to play.
True.
Yes, that's a pain in the ass.
You got to remember every little. Where's this? You're keeping track of like all these little fucking widgets.
Yep. Yeah, you want to be a lead singer then for that. That's right. Or I'll be the percussion section and just play the triangle. My whole thing right here. Ding, ding.
Carried in there.
Do you miss playing in bands, Teddy? Is that something you still fuck around with? You ever plan on doing it again? If not,
I want to play more, and I've kind of surrendered to the fact that, like, I don't care. It's just something that comes through me, and I just want to do it. And I don't care if I'm playing like Tina Turner songs or whatever. Like, I just like doing it, and like, it's for me. Like I don't even care. You know, like I'll play. You know, I write my own stuff, and I produce my own stuff. But I would love to even, you know, like you see even these cover bands or like these tribute bands, you know, they pick a band and they become a tribute band, and they're making great money, and they're just jamming, you know, like jamming is life, you know, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like some Metallica band that I saw an ad, they're called the Four Horsemen, you know, and imagine that like all the material's there for you. Everybody knows your material, you know, it's kind of like a cool setup, you know.
Where'd you hear this band?
Ad, the Four Horsemen, you know, but it's like there's Queen tribute bands and AC/DC tribute bands. Like, I'll just ask the universe for anything. Like, I just want to play again, you know? Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. I mean, because you were in like what 3 bands, I think, at one point. There was at least
one
2.
Where I was in, I think 5 at one time, and I had a pickup truck, and I would just put the drum set in and drive to this guy's studio, jam with those guys. pack it all up, drive it over here, jam with these guys. Like, and I was doing that every night. It was like,
wow.
It was like One Lump Sum, Akora, Trudge.
Yeah.
Then it was the Rizzo stuff. And then Rizzo had his stuff, and then he had the Cortez, which was the band with Roger from El Nino, and
El Nino, yeah.
It was the chops were happening back then because I was playing like 5 hours a night.
That's a lot.
Yeah, man. Yo, Chad, they had this cool ass studio. Was that in Clifton or Passaic, Teddy?
Yeah,
where the
Passaic
studio?
Park.
So it was like this warehouse, Chad, that they divided like into rooms and then like made them kind of soundproofed in between, and bands would just rent them out as studios and pay like something cheap per month, and like, you know, sometimes sleep there, but throw parties there and jam all the time, dude. Like, if you were a musician, like, this was a fucking mecca to go to. And I used to just go there, get fucked up, and watch all these awesome bands play and just be in my glory, dude. I've loved music for so long. So like, to get to go and like have a couple beers, smoke some pot, and listen to great music, it was amazing.
Very cool. Yeah, there's stuff like that in LA, like SIR. A lot of bands in there. And there's all kinds of warehouses like that. It's cool. It's a great little community.
Now they're podcast studios. Now they're podcast studios. But yeah, I would go to like a Cora's room, and then a couple doors down was Deny the Myths room, and then like there was just a bunch of cool ass bands there, and it was
like
just fun
Beverly
as fuck.
Hills 90210. Like it was like all drama happening. Like, who lives down the hall? Oh, this band. Did you hear what they said the other night? Like, you know.
Yeah. She was here. Awesome. She helped him. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, it was fucking phenomenal. Let me, Teddy, I want to play this for you while you're on the show. My brother he released a single the other day, but he's a musician now, and he's got some music coming. I want to play this for you. We're gonna get Chad to do a drum track on one of these. You should do one too, Teddy.
So there I fell, a magic spell is either dumb or lost in fields right next to hell. Should I be done? We've had our fun. Should have been done before the sun set on our lies. I'll never fill your expectation. Another wasted explanation, and I feel myself falling in. I don't wanna feel that way again.
That's nice.
Woo!
Cool.
Lilies of David, audience. Lilies of David. I think the song is Skin and Bones. So yeah, he's that was the song, the girl singing Deirdre in it, and then he's got some songs where he sings, and they're pretty cool. They're catchy, man. He's got ones that are just stuck in my brain. I'm like, dude, where did I hear that? I'm like, oh, that's my brother's song.
Are they playing around here?
Yeah, Asbury Park. I think he's got a show tonight, actually, at the House of Independence. And they're playing all like local South Jersey spots, places on the island. They did this cool thing in Tuckerton called Porch Fest. It was like on the porch on Route 9, and just like a couple bands coming through playing acoustic sets and shit. But it's cool to see.
I wanted to ask Chad if he listened to Peter Gabriel's new album at all. What he thought of that? If you've heard it.
I have not heard it. No, I'll check it out.
It's really awesome. Like, he's probably been the artist that I've seen the most in my life. And for some reason, every time I see him, I end up in the front row on mushrooms, and it's like the best thing ever. But if you can listen to his new album, it would be a treat for anybody.
I'll check it out. Yeah, we tour with him for WOMAD, that tour they did in '94. So that was one of the first times we did like a amphitheater tour. So obviously opening, but we got to watch Peter Gabriel every night, and Midnight Oil was on it. It was a cool little thing. That was fun.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
He's got something going on with him. He's like some kind of, I don't know. Yeah, he's genius. There's just something coming through that guy. Oh, you know what else I saw? Did you like King Crimson?
I wasn't totally familiar. I mean, I've heard of them, but I wasn't really familiar with them.
I just went at the King's Theater in Brooklyn. I just saw King Crimson. Now, I have a friend who is like a King Crimson encyclopedia, and he like pulled me into this world. But apparently in the 80s, they had 3 albums that are different than all of their other albums. And it was Beat, Discipline, and 3 of a Perfect Pair. And they got together to do a tour of those albums. And so it was Adrian Belew on guitar and singing.
Okay.
And then Danny Carey from Tool was playing drums.
Nice.
Steve Vai was playing guitar.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
And Tony from Peter Gabriel,
The
from
Sopranos.
was playing. I actually have a funny story about him I can share. Yeah, so I don't know if you like those 3 albums, or if you knew of them or not. Because
did not know about them. I'll check them out though.
Yeah, they're
always looking for something.
Yeah, that sounds dope.
Adrian Belew was playing with Jerry Harrison for a while. They were doing a lot of the Talking Heads stuff. I think they might be still doing that. And Jerry produced our first, second, fourth records. So good friends with Jerry.
The best ones, man. First, second, fourth. I know it's kind of unpopular, but the Throwing Copper and The Distance to Here are my 2 favorite by you guys.
So I like Secret Samadhi.
You guys were like, I love that too. And there's definitely, it's a toss up between those 3, but number 1 is, like I said, it's tied between those. And then Samadhi's just that close second. But it's like you guys were just onto something coming into that 4th studio album. You could tell it was like a lot. It wasn't, it was like all your ideas melting together. Like it seemed like maybe Dance With You might have been something Ed just brought completely to the table, but it seemed like a lot of that album was real collaborative, and like a lot of your musicianship was coming through. Because
it was really the last collaborative album we did, unfortunately.
Yeah, man.
Can I ask you questions about tracking the drums for those albums?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I imagine you play to a tempo. You play to a click track.
No, we didn't use a click track on those first 4 records at all. No.
Really?
Yeah, we would just do we'd do a lot of pre-production, just play through the songs over and over again until we had them down, but no click tracks.
And then, okay, all right, great, all right. So then were the other guys in the other room just kind of playing along with you, or were you just like total like playing the song by yourself?
Oh, we try to track as much live as we could. So obviously, if we're playing the whole song, everyone together, we're really going for the drums. But there was some guitar stuff and some bass stuff that was kept, even some vocals. But yeah, but mainly got the drums. But we'd all play sometimes in the same room live with obviously using partitions and stuff to mitigate the sound. But yeah, it was basically playing them live in the studio.
Thank you. And then let me ask you, like, I know, like, I guess I'm asking like how hellacious the regimen was. Like, I know some albums, like every day they're changing heads on the kit, and they're like retuning, and like, was it like that, or was it like kind of more loose, or was it?
It was pretty loose. I mean, we'd track a song, we'd pick a couple songs that we were going to work on that day, and track those with the drums, obviously. And I mean, if I had to change heads and stuff, we'd do that. But it was pretty loose. We obviously had a budget, so we had to we were being mindful of time, but it was still kind of pretty loose, especially for the first 2. Like the third record, Secret Samadhi, we had a bigger budget, so we could be a little more loose, if you will. Try other stuff, other drums and stuff like that. But yeah.
That's amazing that there was no click track. That's like I want to say, like, great job. Like, that's amazing. Like, that's a hard.
Thank you.
I don't think a lot of people get like what's happening when you're saying you did not use that. Like,
yeah, I didn't even think about it, to tell you the truth, until I just did an interview with the guy that used to be my Zildjian rep, and his name's John DeChristopher, and he retired from Zildjian, but he signed me to Zildjian, and I did his podcast. And he asked me that question. I was like, wow, no, I've never really thought about it or talked about it because that's just what we did. Like that was our, and especially my pride is that we could play these songs fucking. We didn't need a click track. Like we started using a click track on the 5th record because Ed was bringing songs already written basically to that he wrote to a click track into the studio. So that took a little adjusting for me, but it wasn't that hard. I mean, I obviously just not tooting my own horn, but I have good timing. So
Are you saying call me a fool wasn't your best work?
Well, I'm not
Chad?
saying that. I'm just saying that it's we started using click tracks then. So, but yeah, I didn't. It didn't even dawn on me that people actually did that because I mean we grew up in York, Pennsylvania. I taught myself how to play drums. We didn't have a community of musicians around us to even know about that kind of stuff. So we just heard our favorite bands on the radio and stuff, and we're like, well, we're going to fucking do that, and we just winged it. And I mean, I just naturally always had an affinity for the drums and naturally had good timing. So it didn't dawn on me to use a click track.
I think too, yeah, like huge yes on the timing. And I think I can't really speak for where the heads of the kids are at now, but I know that back in when I was really young and being in bands, that there was that sense of pride, like we play the songs, like we don't use this, we don't like that. That was like an integral kind of flag that I knew a lot of bands would fly. Like we don't use a click, we don't use. I mean, we witnessed auto-tune come out.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
And that was like, I remember thinking like nobody will stand for this. Like,
right. Yeah.
Once people find out, they're going to abolish it. And it became like now it's like an artistic tool, I guess.
Oh yeah. Well, we recorded
Now
our
it's a
first
badge
record
of
in
honor,
'91 in Milwaukee, and Jerry Harrison was using an early version of Pro Tools back then mostly for vocals at that point because it was very rudimentary, but he was using that for vocals to splice vocals together. But yeah, I mean, auto-tune.
So he's ahead.
I mean, it's like everywhere now. But I liked, even though I had great timing, the song still breathed. Like you speed up a little bit in the chorus, and you feel that energy. And I always like that. I mean, and I think a lot of new music now is just like everything's just like static and to the fucking click, and everything's just regimented. It's like boom, that's the way it is. Doesn't breathe as
sounds
much,
robotic almost.
In my opinion, I'm old, so.
Teddy, you probably know this better than me though, but Chad, you said that you play like, what is it, on the beat, or
I play
like
a little behind
before the beat or something?
Yeah.
Behind the beat. Because
naturally.
So live, so Chad had fucked up his shoulder a couple of years back, and Live was touring with a second drummer. So because Chad was in a sling, so they had 2 drummers on stage. And at that point, it sounded good because Chad was still doing his parts and stuff, and the drummer was kind of following along. But once Chad like left the band and then this other guy took over, you could hear the difference. And I kept saying, like, it just doesn't sound. And this was an accomplished drummer, Robin Diaz. He was in Hole. He was in like a bunch of different bands. But I was like, something's off. It like just doesn't sound right. And he said that's because Chad specifically plays a little bit behind the beat, whereas this guy was like right on the beat. And just that split second of time, like really could throw off the whole sound of the song.
Yeah. So I've been working on this Paul Feig movie, and the first assistant director is this guy named Artist Robinson, and he's a musician, and he does like all this like Texas kind of, he's an awesome guy. All this like Texas kind of like boogie woogie stuff, and we're gonna play like a little show for the crew, and we've been rehearsing. We're gonna actually jam tonight.
Oh, cool.
And and he has this one song called "You Can Go to Hell, I'm Going to Texas." And I was playing behind the beat, and he was like, "No, this one you gotta push it." And John, just to your point, it's an interesting topic for a drummer, like where you sit in the beat, if you're kind of like laying back behind it, or if you're kind of like underneath it, like jabbing it forward.
Yeah.
And you can, and I think your ear is right. You can tell if someone's pushing something that doesn't want to be pushed, or vice versa.
This is another thing that I didn't realize, because like I said, I was self-taught. So at some point, many years probably after the first 4 or 5 records, someone said to me, "Yeah, you play like a little behind the beat." I'm like, "What?" So I didn't realize I was doing it. So it's, but then they just showed me the difference. Is like, this, you're here, and this guy plays right here, and you're like, "Oh fuck, okay, got it." So
yeah, it's cool. It's like your signature,
Thank you,
dude. Iconic, man. I mean, not many songs, especially 90s rock songs, start off with like a drum beat. Live's got one of them, or a couple of them. Pain Lies on a Riverside is one. That was and he's got a maraca on one hand. That was one thing I noticed. Kind of, you both are similar in your drum styles. You're full body drummers. It's not like you're just behind the kit. Like Carter Beauford almost looks like he's a blob with limbs, like he's not moving. Right. You guys are like full body feeling it, and you make drums look fun. I think that's a part of drums too, as a person watching and fan of music. I think that's a key part of being a drummer.
I agree. You got to move, man. You got to move. But I mean, Carter's an amazing drummer, but he's all technique. He's like just the wrists and the arms. He doesn't get into it. I mean, he doesn't move his body a whole lot, like you said. But there's drummers like that, and they're great. And there's guys that like fully get into it, like Dave Grohl, for instance. Is like you're fucking like raw, I like that. I like that. That's my kind of drumming. Want to feel it.
I'm like that. I'm like my face is contorting, and I'm like dropping the sticks because of the sweat. But you get Carter. Yes. One thing I noticed, like he had this DVD. It was called Under the Table and Drumming. I remember that DVD, and I got that DVD, and I was like, I'm gonna watch this. And one thing that was so huge for him is that he plays open, so like he's not crossed on his hi-hat, He's got open, so this hand is just like always free. And I said, shit, next lifetime when I come back, I'm gonna learn open.
Yeah. Is that a jazz thing, like a jazz technique, or no?
He's just really talented, and he can do.
Yeah, I mean,
and his kit is huge. It's like a fucking percussive section. It's got wind chimes and cowbell, and it's crazy.
Wind chimes.
What that dude
got the chimes.
Has been. I think he's got like 2 bass drums, if I'm not mistaken, like 3 snares. Don't quote me on this.
I'm most impressed with nowadays, is Danny Carey. I mean, the guy's like, he's technique, can play anything. The off time stuff is like just fucking out of this world, and then he has power too. So it's like, I don't know. He seems to be the all around guy to me, at least.
Yeah. He's creative, and he's
oh my god,
he's creative, and he's also like delivering the like emotion of the creation. He's not just like a task rabbit for it.
I saw them in January 2020 before the lockdown started, and in San Diego, and it was my most favorite show I've ever seen, because Danny was he wasn't front and center, but he was like kind of the center stage, and then Maynard is just like slinking around in the background with no lights on him. I was like, now that's a fucking lead singer. Like, he doesn't need to be standing out there with the spotlight on him, like, look at me. I was like, he's just fucking back there doing his thing. He's like moving like fake cabinets around in the background. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? This is great. And I could watch Danny.
So purple leather pants, Chad, with no shirt and purple boa, not the lead singer look you were going for. I'm going to play this video first, Bobby, and then we're going to go to that one. I want to play one more of Teddy's videos for y'all out there. And go check out Teddy, folks.
Is this the dancing shirtless one?
It's the second one that you made on that Cut program.
I don't know what it's going to be. Probably another one.
We'll say it's surprise.
Yes.
Surprise.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it was a fun song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So was that a real song, and then they made a parody of it in the movie, or did they someone make that song from the movie?
That's a real song. That's a real song. You Got the Touch. I think it's Stan Bush.
Okay.
I love that song. I don't know why I love that song. And then if I was gonna do another one, I would do. I probably will do it. It's No Easy Way Out from Robert Towner from the Rocky movie. I think it's Rocky 4 when he's in the car.
4.
I've watched endless YouTubes of that guy. He's still performing that song.
That's cool.
Like I don't even know where. I want to drum for him on it because I just love that song so much.
Dude, when you do that video, let me send you the video of me pretending to sing it in the background. You just edit me in like I'm singing. No, that'd be funny. Oh my God, that song gets you pumped, dude. I think it starts where Apollo dies. Rocky goes to get in his Lamborghini. He closes his door and it's like, poof.
Yeah, and the drums just come.
Yeah, dude. Let's go. I want to go fight Russians right now.
Drago, I must break you.
I must break you. So I want you guys to check this out. It's been out for a while, but I just saw it, and it's Toni Cornell, apparently Chris Cornell's daughter, doing Hunger Strike. And dude, if it doesn't touch you in all the right places.
Hi, I'm Toni Cornell. I'm sitting in my dad's studio during this crazy time. I'm going to sing one of my favorite songs for you guys. I love you, Daddy, and I hope I do this some justice.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I don't mind stealing bread from the mouths of decadence, but I can't feed on the powerless when my cup's already overfilled.
Yeah, baby.
It's on the table, the fire's cooking, and the farming babies when the slaves are working. Blood is on the table and the mouths are choking. I'm going hungry. I'm going hungry. I'm going hungry. I'm going hungry. I'm going
Fuck, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else want to marry her after that performance? Wow, dude, that's powerful. Heard that and I was like, God damn, girl. I was going hungry. Had to get me a slice of pizza after that one. Teddy, we're going to have some fun with you on in the beginning. The way we do this all the time is we introduce the audience to the guest. We always leave them wanting more, and we had a blast with you. So we're going to have you on in the future if you'll come on this pretty little show of ours. Gracious
Sure,
little
yeah,
show.
I'd love to come back. Thanks for having me. I'd love to talk about all kinds of stuff: drums, psychedelics, all the good stuff. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so just as the conversation would get to the cool, fun stuff, now that the audience knows you, we'll save that for the next time. We'll get into we were going to solve the world's problems on this show. We just didn't get to it. We have plenty of time to do it. So, that's Teddy Gibbons, man. Teddy, any place you want to direct the audience if they want to check out some of your stuff, or are you doing private life?
I don't know. I mean, my Instagram, I think it's Theodore_Gibbons. Come by, say hi, or Theodore Gibbons_. I don't know. It's a monkey face. I'm not really selling anything right now, so I'm just
there you go.
I'm just
selling personality. Yeah. Personality and genuineness, hard to come by. So if they're selling it, pick it up, people. Teddy, man, thank you so
Teddy.
much,
Nice to
dude.
meet you,
This will
man.
be
Thanks for chatting. Peace, guys.
Peace. The one and only Teddy Gibbons, folks. Awesome dude, fun dude. And yeah, we got so much more to talk to him about. So next time he's on, we'll get into the fun stuff, conspiracies, aliens, all that jazz. We'll get in Mr. Gracey's world if I might, because we know he's a crazy conspiracy theorist. Bobby, what's going on there, young man?
Nothing. That was great. I love Teddy, man. I miss him. He's doing good.
Bobby and his commentary on the show. Gotta love him, folks. Baba Booey. that's your new name, Baba Booey. Chad, we got a Baba Booey. I always called him Rob Bobby Yankee as a kid. Well, no, but he is a jackass.
Who's a jackass?
So Bobby,
no, they call Baba Booey.
I don't know.
Howard Stern, they call him the horse juice jackass.
Oh,
but I said you're a jackass.
I didn't say that.
Thank you. What's going on, Bobby? Anything in Bobby's world?
I was just looking at you know how Teddy's into the healing and everything. I was looking at how they destroyed all the bells. You know, if you look back in history, you know, his story, the lies that they tell us. Here's just an example.
Are you being coherent?
What you say? Here's all the bells, all the bell tower bells. Because
here's just an example of all the bells. This is all about harmonics and keeping people in the right frequency, and this is why they destroyed them all.
Yeah,
this is why they.
Dude, I believe that's how they built the pyramids. Is they used sound frequency to move those stones and made them basically as light as air.
That's definitely on the table. It is on the table. That's one of the possibilities.
I mean, no, I'm not fucking around, dude. I really think that they were in tune with frequency, whether it was I think mostly sound, but even light frequency maybe, because if you look at some of the like marble stones that they pulled out and dragged fucking 1,000 miles to put in the king's chamber,
it can't even fit. It can't even fit.
Yeah.
The one inside the king's chamber can't fit.
Well, not only that, but if you look at where they got these out, like the quarries that they got them out from, it looks like, because some are left there because like they had a crack in them or something, so they left them. It looks like an ice cream scoop went in and fucking scooped out like mud almost, and fucking, but it's granite.
Finished obelisk in Aswan. Yeah, it's fucking all these marks.
Yeah,
if you could hit anything at the resonant frequency that it's at, you could pretty much. Yeah, you can move you can move atoms, you know? That's pretty much what they were doing, probably.
And
you know?
I just found out on a quantum level, nothing ever touches. So two atoms can't touch. They actually repel each other when they get close. So the force you feel when you're touching something is actually the repelling of the atoms.
Your ass on the
so
seat.
It's really,
not really on the seat. You're not really touching
it. It's hovering, bro. It's being pushed. So you're feeling is the friction between the not touching and repelling. It's
on the quantum
nuts.
level, on the quantum level.
Atoms 99% space. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it's empty space. Yeah.
Right. Fucking nuts.
On a quantum level, my is like fucking 9 feet long.
About Google. They actually shut down their quantum research because of what happened with the parallel universes they're accessing. They said that they shut it down because they don't know what the potentiality of what they're messing with is. Actually,
yeah. So Chad, we spoke about this on the one show that you were sick. Google they came up with that quantum chip or whatever, and the problems that it was solving them so fast and using power that is not in this universe that it had to be drawing power and computing power from an alternate universe. Dude, that's fucking crazy.
Like, wait a minute. What?
And they just said it like, they just said it like it's nonchalant. Bobby, look this up. CIA, it's on CIA.gov, but the CIA in like the 80s or 90s basically said that we're living in a simulation. What is that?
Yeah, that's
is that you, Bobby? Fired.
Yeah, I saw that CIA document too. it shows the brain and everything. Hold on 1 second. Let me find it.
I got it.
You got it already? All right.
Yeah. But I wanted to see if I'll share it, but it's not gonna do anything because it won't let me select it and summarize it. And it's like
called
pages,
if you look up HemiSync, it was called HemiSync and CIA/HemiSync in Google. You'll be able to find out more about it.
No, yeah, I just wanted to. Why is it not showing? Oh, do I have to do this? There we go. Boom, shakalaka. Yeah, I wanted to remember how I selected all the one time, and then I could summarize it. But this is a web document. It won't let me select all. It's not like I could. Even with
but it's legit, you know. Like they've been doing this has been going on for 100 years, for the past 100 years, you know, and a lot longer than that.
So it's June 1983, June of '83, almost a full year after I was birthed. Bobby, shut it off.
Sure.
Holy shit, balls. Anyway,
pin me on.
Probably because you owe him something. Do you have anything else for the audience there?
No, I wanted to show this also. It's the inside of a church, and if you know this.
Hello?
Can you hear it?
Can't hear anything.
No, you're not sharing.
Oh, hold on, bro. I'm sorry. I thought I hit share.
He'll figure it out one of these days, folks.
Generators, another frequency generators.
Schumann generators. Look, here, hold on. Let me rewind it to where it shows
vibration.
It. See?
I believe our hidden past has unlocked this secret. As you look
looks
at
like a
these
penis
symbols,
curled up.
found in cathedrals, temples, and so much more. You notice
kind of like the labyrinth in Westworld.
Schumann resonance generators, another frequency generators.
I mean, you could look at a Schumann resonance. This is going crazy right now.
What?
If you look at the Schumann resonance now, it's going crazy. Like, from all the people, like all the energy.
Bottom line, we all know that the pyramids are older than they say, and you could tell by the way that some of the older pyramids are built better than the newer pyramids because they lost some of the technology in between. You could, and they have fissures in them from rain pouring on them for thousands of years, and it didn't rain in that part of the world until like fucking 11,000 BC. So their timeline is way off. They don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit that a fucking asteroid probably hit here around 12,000 years ago, leveled the entire place.
The Younger Dryas, Go back, dates back to that,
to that, dude. An underground city with fucking with art in it that they're saying hunter-gatherers did. You know, like it's etched in the fucking in the
they had
pillars and shit.
Agriculture. They had to have had agriculture because to have that amount of people, you would not be able to sustain that amount of people with just hunter-gathering.
Yeah, I think there definitely was an advanced civilization before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and they,
and they don't want to freak everybody
Egyptians
out.
Inherited the pyramids and the Sphinx. I mean,
I agree.
Dr. Robert Schoch was the doctor who figured out that the markings on the enclosure of the Sphinx and the Sphinx itself is from water, like you were saying. And then there hasn't been that much rain on the Giza Plateau until back before 12,000 years.
12,000 years ago, something like that. Yeah. And then it had to rain for thousands of years to make those fissures, so it goes back even further. Dude.
Exactly. Also, the Grand Canyon was a big thing in the 1900s. There was a Kincaid expedition by the Smithsonian where he said he found like Egyptian artifacts,
and hieroglyphs and like big caves.
Yeah. And now you can't even go near it, or if you go near it, there'll be like Black Hawk helicopters flying around above you, like they'll be watching you.
In the Grand Canyon, somewhere in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah,
there's a site.
So there's a spot in the Grand Canyon where they don't allow.
Yeah,
people
there's
to
a
go?
lot of spots. You can't go anywhere in the lower parts of the Grand Canyon. You can only go like where the glass, where they have the little scene, like the view. You can't go down.
Really?
You can't
Why
go
are
down
there?
there.
There's
Well,
ladders.
they do
ladders
some
down there.
expeditions down in there, but it's all controlled, and you're with a party and stuff. But yeah, you
But-
can't go everywhere in the Grand Canyon. You're not.
Yeah. The reason they say
Wow.
is they don't want people to get hurt. But I mean, if you're signing off your life on something, a piece of paper, you're signing it away. Like they know they don't want people to discover whatever's down there. I guarantee there's more down there.
What do you think's
I think
down
there's
there, Bobby?
proof that the Egyptians have been coming here for a long time. Other races have been coming here for a long time. This is no new world or new world. I don't think this is the new world.
I heard the Native Americans were Egyptians. Anyway,
Well, I mean, look at the megalithic
ahead.
structures compared to Egypt, and then in Cusco in Peru, all those giant walls that are built with gigantic freaking stones that have multiple angles cut in them, and they look like they're almost melted together. You can't put a piece of paper between the joints.
Yeah.
Right.
It's amazing. Like, how the
Right.
fuck did they do that?
And even other pyramids that we think are mountains now because all
Exactly.
vegetation has grown over them and shit, but they're actually fucking built structures that, have vegetation grown on top. Like in Mexico has them and shit. I watched Graham Hancock's thing on it, and he
Yeah.
pulls some shit up.
China has the most pyramids in the world, actually.
Right.
Yeah. China.
Isn't there
Yeah.
one of the burial mounds for one of the old emperors is so full of mercury no one wants to go near it. It like has
Yeah,
traces
yeah.
and stuff in it, but they filled it all with mercury. So if anyone tries to break in, they'll get fucking mercury poisoned.
Yeah, it's like a trap. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Crazy.
What is he hiding?
treasure beyond.
Little rice pee pee, right?
That was a great show. That was a great
but yeah.
show, man. Teddy's awesome, man.
That was awesome.
Yeah, Teddy's fun, man. And we were just breaking the surface. Like he'll be fun when we can get into a conversation like this with him. That was just kind of breaking the audience in, figuring out who he was and all that. It'll be fun. We can dive into. But I mean, yeah, it even got fun when he was talking about the healing stuff, and he got into some deep stuff. But we'll have more fun with Teddy. He's a cool character. We're gonna have some. We're gonna have some recurring characters on
Start doing
here and there. We got some cool guests going. Yeah, we're switching the show up, man. It's the Gracious too.
Well,
we
like-
do
like-
what we
Like
want
we
to
were
do.
saying
and what the
earlier, we
audience
got to
likes.
get the South African guys back on because now Trump is shining a light on what's going on in South Africa. Most people in this country have no idea what's going on there. I mean, literally, they are murdering and removing white farmers from their land just because they're white.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
it's fucking crazy. They're well, I think Cashel talked about this. Like, they're removing white farmers from their land, giving it to black people that don't know how to farm. So their food supply is going to
Right.
shit.
Yeah,
It's like-
exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a very smart thing to do. It sounds good. Yeah, let's do that.
Sounds like something America's been doing
Maybe
for the
we'll-
past 4 years.
Well, exactly. You got Bill Gates buying all the fucking farmland and Chinese. Fucking insane. Whatever.
Maybe
mean,
we'll
but
do what we were going to do the first.
The Democrats keep complaining about the price of eggs. The Biden
Yeah.
administration called CULLED, I believe, 100 million chickens
Yeah.
while they were in office because of bird flu. So that's why your eggs are so fucking expensive. That happened.
Crazy.
on
It's
his
like
watch.
$12 for a dozen. It's nuts.
Yeah. So you heard it here, folks. Biden's the reason why your eggs are so fucking high.
And many
God
other things,
damn
but
it.
yeah. The culling
Yeah,
of
many
many
other
million
things.
chickens didn't fucking help.
I remember the days when we throw eggs and throw toilet paper at people's houses. Now it's something you want to keep around.
That was
He's guilty for normalizing sniffing
Oh my God.
children's hair. He's guilty for fucking crimes against humanity. He's guilty for raping his daughter, probably,
He
or
did
something
something
weird,
with his
molesting her
daughter.
somehow.
Yep.
I'm
I'm weird.
It's
I'm weird
them. It's the
creepy.
party of pedos.
It is.
Right.
I'm surprised he didn't pardon himself. I'm really surprised about
Yeah,
that.
that's
but
weird. That's weird.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Why? I mean,
Can you do that?
Could he do whatever else he did? I mean,
Well, yeah.
you know, I mean, he didn't
True.
even know what he was doing. So did he actually pardon those people, or did he just sign the fucking pardons? I mean, I'm sure he knew what he was doing with his family.
Bill says premier OnlyFans studio coming to York, PA. That's right, folks.
He learned about the studio in Miami where they have, it's like an OnlyFans girl studio, and they make like $15 million or some shit. Like,
dude, I didn't tell you so. I came up with a 5-year plan based on my comedy and this podcast, and part of it was having the OnlyFans mansion, like the Playboy mansion, but it's all different. The left wing is like for me and my people. The right wing is all for OnlyFans models, and each room is a different fucking theme. You got fucking Hawaiian themes, fucking aquarium themes, and these girls come in. They don't have to pay to fucking use them. They just film their content there, and I get to watch fucking naked chicks walk around my crib.
And you just get a little bit percentage. You know, you're like 5%, 10%.
That's it. OnlyFans mansion, baby. Yeah.
You ever
had
see
that
that
idea
movie
a little bit
with
ago.
David Schwimmer, where he plays a doctor? He plays the doctor in real life that actually started doing all the breast implants in L.A. back in like the 80s when breast implants came thing.
Lucky
but
man.
He made fucking millions of dollars, but he had this big mansion where all the chicks were hanging out. And then they were using silicone, obviously. Just that's all the original implants were silicone, and then the silicone started leaching out of them, and people started getting sick. Women started getting sick, and so and then his whole business went away. And then he fucking brought it back by removing them and putting in saline. So he made a whole lot more money. I think it was called Boob Man or something like that. It was a great movie. David Schwimmer.
Yeah, David Schwimmer.
Is that Dr. Fauci Jr.?
Yeah, no.
David Schwimmer's not a bad actor. He's in the new Goosebumps movie, I think.
Oh, really? Yeah, he was good in Band of Brothers too.
He's not bad.
You wanted to hate him. He was Sobel in Band of Brothers. People like fuck him.
He was wonderful in Saving Ryan's Privates, the gay porno that I watched.
Yeah, Band of Brothers. He was in. Not Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Ryan's Privates.
Get your fucking mind out of the gutter, John.
No.
Never.
No. All right, folks. Bobby, you want to say goodbye to the audience before I shut you down?
Thank you, everybody.
The one and only Rob Bobby Yankee, Baba Booey, for the gracious audience out there, our Baba Booey, the young Baba Booey. What else? We might do Instagram this week. We might not. We'll let you folks know. We do have bonus shows coming up. We got a lot of fun guests coming up. Oh, next week, I think, is a fun sexual show. Let me see who the guest is. What month are we in, Chad?
We're in February, yeah.
February.
Goddamn.
No, so next week is Parks McGregor, another podcaster. The following week is Miss Gigi Campbell.
Try to get her on forever. She better not cancel.
Right. Oh, we got till March 11th to have this girl come on who wants to talk about sexual healing. I'm dying to hear what she has to say. We'll see how creepy I could get on that show. If she has to get a restraining order against me or not, we'll see, folks. You never know where I'll go.
I'll be bad cop.
That's how we do it, man. Whether real life or fake life, IRL. But we appreciate you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow,
and spread the word. Tell your friends.
Whatever.
Bring them on in.
Spread the word. Start a GoFundMe page for us. So,
speaking of that, I got to fucking follow up with that guy about the new merch. So, I haven't heard anything back.
Yes. So tpublic.com for now /thegracious2. And we got another merch site coming up. If you want to start a GoFundMe for us, you could do that. If you want to send us food stamps, we'll take that too. We love you guys. Gracious audience, keep it real.